this?
Ng
La 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 la. I am in the team.
sa isang
La 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 la. I went up there with the map.
isa raw sa mga kapitbahay
Okay,
sa mga
guys.
nakakasakit
So, this is
at
rough.
naglakas loob na alam
Ah!
pa talaga ang nangyayari sa loob ng bahay. Hanggang nitong nakaraang linggo, sinugod ito ng mga pulis. Saglit pa lang, kapansin-pansin ang kakaibang logo na Seven Seals.
Dito, unan, bumot, nabutan namin dito, napag-alaman namin na dito pala natutulog tabi-tabi yung mga bata.
Pagpasok naman sa bakuran, makikitang nakaukit sa pader ang mga salitang justice, faithfulness, honesty, loyalty, righteousness, fairness, at truthfulness. Tumambat din sa mga pulis ang ilang maliit na altar.
Bilis na pati ko. Hey, you know what is this?
Nakakita sila rito ng isang tumpok ng filter ng sigarilyo.
Ika na ulit ko.
Dahil sa mga ebidensyang ito at
Kadot.
base na rin sa investigasyon
Ay,
ng mga
ba?
pulis, suspensya nila
Kadot.
ang bahay na ito
Kahel.
pugad di umano ng isang kulto. Ang mga na-rescue nilang 8 bata na may edad 12 hanggang 15 anyos, nirecruit daw para
Well, do you think that work, huh? He said that.
Unto thy soul, O Lord, that I lift my soul.
Sa ayon din po sa mga
La 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 la.
na napunta ko, na tinuturo nilang parang magulang na rin.
La 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 la
mga batang na-rescue at 14 anyos na anak ni
la 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 la. Hey, hey yo!
nakakauwi sa kanilang bahay at kanyang anak. Ngayon, umilang na ng 3 linggo pero hindi
Oh, stop it! I am gonna be underneath the map.
tatanong-tanong, itinuro siya sa bahay na ito.
Hey! Hey!
At doon na sila nakatagpuan sa
Well,
bahay
thank
niya.
you.
Sa ngayon, nagsabi sa akin, hindi na siya makikita kasi sila sa gabi ng kasi sila nakaparado dyan sa harap ng bahay niya.
Para mapasok ang bahay, itinablocker niya ang may-ari. Kwento naman ang anak ni Aling Marian ng ilang batang na-rescue ang sister raw sa bahay na kanilang tinutuluyan. Inuutusan sila ng kung tawagin nila yung leader na mga lakal ng basura. Hindi kaya magnakaw
Almost at the
ang
end.
mga kikitain mula sa
You
mga
think this
binibentang
machine
basura o sa pagnanakaw. Bibili nila ng bigas at ulam.
As you can
Dinadala
see,
ito sa bahay ng kanilang leader. Pagkatapos,
is
riritualan daw sila at tuturuan
oh my
ng
goodness.
magandang asal.
Just the brand. La 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 la.
Intruder, Japan.
Have you ever lived alone, lost something in your room, and blamed yourself for being forgetful? In 2008, in Hyogo Prefecture, Japan, Tatsuhiko Kuroda, a salaryman living alone, worked regular hours and mostly came home just to eat and sleep. At first, he noticed small things, snacks missing, drinks running lower than usual, and assumed he had eaten them himself and forgotten. But over time, it became harder to ignore. Rice supplies emptied faster than they should have, groceries disappeared, and he was certain he hadn't touched them. Suspicious, Kuroda installed a motion-activated camera when he reviewed the footage he saw.
Ako. Gusto ko sa baba. Sa baba. Ayan. 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 Diba? Gusto ko yan. Ayan.
Searching for a world that does not exist is an ARG created by Wi-Fi. Get used to him being mentioned because half of these are from him. This ARG is about our Sky Wars god, Avery, discovering a pre-existing Minecraft world on a laptop with this spooky mod. A chest containing a book Avery insists he did not write.
Gusto ko yan. Nakita niya.
We were on a near lovely rivers and coastlines in Japan. Travelers
Hindi ako. Scary game. Gusto ko scary. Gusto ko scary.
Fake job
Gusto ko
replacement.
scary.
Qatar. Ignat Bajel, a Pali laborer, had paid 90,000 rubles to Qatari recruiting agency for a guaranteed 2-year
So this is my balloon
Moment
day. Yan, gusto ko yan. My balloon day. Tapos balloon day.
This was used by the Romans for hundreds of years, mostly on crucifixion. This was used by the Romans for hundreds of years, mostly on slaves, foreigners, and anyone who wanted to escape. The brutal part of crucifixion is that the victim's own body killed them. The victim was usually beaten and whipped first, then forced to carry the wooden crossbeam to the execution site. Their arms were stretched out and nailed to the beam through the wrists. The nails would often hit a major nerve, causing constant burning pain. The feet were nailed to the bottom of an upright post. Once the cross was raised, the victim's body would hang in a way that made it almost impossible to breathe. The only way to take a breath was to push up on the nails in their feet. As the hours went on, the muscles would give out, and pushing up became harder and harder. Eventually, the victim couldn't push up at all, and they slowly suffocated. Death could take anywhere from a few hours to several days. If the executioners wanted to speed things up, they would break the victim's legs. The body was usually left on the cross afterward for birds and animals. After the slave revolt led by Spartacus was crushed in 71 BCE, around 6,000 captured slaves were crucified along the road from Capua to Rome. Danius Secundus was killed by one of his slaves. All 400 of his slaves were crucified, including women and children. In 1968, a heel bone with a crucifixion nail still in it was found in a tomb in Jerusalem. It was banned in the 4th century after Rome converted to Christianity.
Oh my god.
From the medieval period all the way into the 1970s, rats were used to torture prisoners across Europe and South America, mostly to get information out of them. The most common version involved placing a rat on the victim's bare stomach and covering it with a metal bowl or bucket. The bowl was then heated from the outside with a torch or hot coals. As the metal got hotter, the rat would panic and try to escape. The only way out was down, so it would start clawing and chewing through the victim's flesh, digging into the stomach to get away from it. Once inside the body, the rat kept going, tearing through whatever was in its way until it found a way out. A Dutch military leader named Friedrich Sonoy was known for using this on prisoners during the 8 Years' War of the 16th century. In medieval Germany, there was a version where a metal cage full of starving rats was locked around the victim's head. The rats would eat the victim's face while they were still alive. In the Tower of London, there was a cell called the Rat Dungeon. When the River Thames rose, the water would push hundreds of rats into the cell where prisoners were chained up. The rats would chew on them for days. The worst version showed up during Argentina's Dirty War from 1976 to 1983. Death squads working under a military dictatorship used a tube to force live rats inside prisoners through their backside. Around 30,000 people went missing during this period, and many were tortured this way before being killed. Hanged, drawn, and quartered. For almost 600 years, this was the official punishment for high treason in England. It was only used on men. Women convicted of the same crime were burned at the stake instead, because showing a woman's body during the quartering was seen as improper. The victim was first tied to a wooden board and dragged through the streets behind it. Crowds would line the road to throw things at them. Once they reached the execution site, the victim was hanged by the neck, but not until dead. They were cut down while still conscious, then castrated, and their stomach was cut open. The intestines and organs were pulled out and burned right in front of them while they were still alive. After that, the victim was beheaded, and the body was chopped into 4 pieces. The head was usually stuck on a spike on London Bridge, and the 4 parts were sent to different cities. The Scottish rebel William Wallace was executed this way in 1305. His arms and legs were sent to Newcastle, Berwick, Stirling, and Perth. Guy Fawkes was sentenced to the same for trying to blow up Parliament. He had been broken on the rack so badly that he couldn't even sign his own name. When they brought him to the gallows, he managed to jump from the platform hard enough to break his own neck and skip the rest of them. They still quartered his dead body. The last person to get the full punishment was David Tyree in 1782. Around 100,000 people showed up to watch. Impalement. The brutal part of impalement is that the victims tortured themselves. It was used in Assyria, the Ottoman Empire, and parts of Eastern Europe, mostly on traitors, rebels, and prisoners of war. A wooden stake was sharpened at the tip and driven into the victim's body from below. In the most common version, the stake was pushed in just deep enough to hold the person in place, but not deep enough to hit anything vital. The stake was then raised upright, so the victim was sitting on it high off the ground. As long as the victim stayed up on their toes, they could keep the stake from going any deeper. But as soon as
Kitty,
they
what are you
went up higher
doing?
and they slipped, the stake would push
What are you
further.
doing?
The pain would make them struggle
Huh?
back up on muscles
Stop.
that were already
Just
exhausted.
play your
Only to
own
slip again.
game. I know, but
Again,
well, use the
each time a
charger.
little further down,
I'm
until
charging.
something vital was claimed to get.
Go
It could
play.
take hours or even days.
No.
In another
She
version,
said
the
no.
stake was driven all
Then
the way through the body,
go away.
entering from below and coming out through the chest.
You're gonna
shoulders,
know
and
but
neck.
whole
The victim was
time.
then planted upright along a road
You're
for
gonna
everyone
pour
to see.
leg.
In the 15th century,
It's
Vlad
my
III of
disco.
Wallachia used this
Three.
so often he became known as
Ala,
Vlad the
3
Impaler.
pa lang.
After one battle against the Ottoman army,
Ala,
the
dalawa
road
lang.
leading to his city was lined with around 23,000 impaled bodies. The Ottomans had their own version called the Sengula, where an iron meat hook was forced under the victim's ribs, and they were left hanging from it until they died.
Huh?
Blood eagle. The Vikings reserved this for the most hated enemies, usually rival kings or men who killed a family member. It was a ritual execution from around the 8th to 11th century in Scandinavia, believed to be a sacrifice to Odin, the god of war and death. The victim was laid face down. The executioner would take a sharp knife or axe and cut along both sides of the spine. The ribs were then pulled outward from the back, one by one, and spread apart so they stuck out like wings. Once the ribs were open, the lungs were pulled out through the back and draped over the bones. In some accounts, salt was poured into the open wounds. The stories say the victim was alive through the whole thing. There are 9 known accounts of this happening. In one, a Viking leader named Einar did it to a man named Halfdan after a power struggle on the Orkney Islands off the coast of Scotland. In another, the Viking warrior Ivar the Boneless captured King Aella of Northumbria in England after Aella had thrown his father into a pit full of snakes. Ivar had the blood eagle carved into his back. Nobody knows if it actually happened. Some believe the stories came from old Viking poems about leaving dead enemies on battlefields for eagles to eat, and that later, writers turned that image into a real punishment. In 2022, researchers built body models and tested whether it could be done with the tools Vikings had. It could, but the victim would have been dead long before the wings were finished. Sawing in half. Ancient Persia, Rome, the Ottoman Empire, and parts
creepypasta is a short horror story or modern urban legend shared primarily online. These stories often combine unsettling stories with eerie images or multimedia elements to heighten the scare factor. Over time, several subgenres of creepypasta have emerged, with one of the most popular being the lost episode creepypastas.
Today we're going to be looking at some spooky TikToks, and that's actually about it. So let's just hop right into it.
If you see another person that
WTF
looks
is in my
unlikely,
tree?
run away and hide.
Oh, hell no, it's a goth person. Scariest thing on the planet for sure. But not for real. If I saw that goober, hold up. Literally a goober that looks like that, they probably my size, you know, I could probably throw the ones and the twos and beat them in a fight. This is the first image, yeah, dude, that's like literally what I'm saying. Like, what you doing in my tree? You want some guacamole? The body I'm assuming that buried finally found me. Okay, why you got don't.
Nagulat.
Quick to talk on it, I didn't even jump, my heart just gave out for a second. Yeah, what? That was the scariest thing I think I've seen in a long time. Oh my god. I mean, first off, you get the scary part about this man straight kidneys are out, you know, he's actually just showing them out for free. He's not even having it behind like an OnlyFoots. But then you get the freaking dip. Should we even play it again? Oh my god. Creepy. Oh my god, no, we're moving on to the next one. That is terrifying, dude.
Next video touched another known as Stephanie Johnson, who was doing a live stream with
What is she doing with a baby? The baby's like,
Ghoster to 10 live feed at once. The incident had completely taken Stephanie by surprise, but not as much as her daughter, who was terribly shaken up that it happened.
nah, she was definitely shaking, I'll tell you that. She was like just lowered in front of the camera, giving one of these, you know? Mother just did a 6'7", but like holding the baby. Oh, poor baby. Anyways, I can see why they're shaking.
Doing the live stream inside their house, when no one else was home. It was just Stephanie and her child, alone at home, letting viewers know that they'll be taking a 5-minute break from the live stream.
Time out,
This
bro.
was captured.
Alright, alright. 6 cents. I'm confused about that. Oh, what? This illumined thing? Okay, I know it's the shadow, but...
Where's the ghost? Point to it. Where is it? Where is it?
Okay, I feel like at this point, you shouldn't be, you know, like, feeding into the, oh yeah, but where is the ghost? And like, you know, you should definitely try and convince your child that, you know, ghosts aren't real. She's like, nah, tell me where it is. We got the crossbow ready, dude. And it's loaded with crosses. That's why it's called the crossbow. Shooting crosses at a ghost that would probably be pretty effective, actually. Alright, Spanger Looker, let's see what this creature got. Why is he gurgling though, dude? Nah, bro, he's just trying to do the Macarena. He just missed a couple steps, I guess. Oh, yep, grab the dumbbell. Get ready to... Oh my god, I predicted it perfectly. Bro, definitely the right thing to grab.
Parang wala na, oh. Parang, sabi mo gusto mo nakakatakot at takot ka. Eh, gusto ko try na spinning. No. Choo 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 choo. Asa. Wait. Good.
Let me get a discount for it. I'm only getting 50% off.
I think he needs to. What is this? Who's gonna buy this?
This needs Bible or the axles and one of the honey. Wow. Where is the cloud? Aha! Found cloudy. Cloudy! Now, how do I get out of here? Bye. What?
What is this? Who's gonna buy this?
Oh yes. the charger. Good job.
They actually did. Oh my god! Police help! He's chasing me!
Shut up. So I almost reached my
Okay. That would be 150. Yeah, I'll get your shawarma coming right up.
These are my best friend Nacho. He's coming.
What is wrong with that guy? Something's wrong.
Well, is that not Asa? No!
Okay.
I wanted to be friends with Asa! Ah!
Mommies, alam niyo ba na ako rin guest?
On a day, having fun. He's black, she's white. Now it's awkward. So awkward, so awkward. It's still awkward. Angela, you're so beautiful.
What am I eating? My favorite cookie. Cookie out.
Are you Angela? You're not Angela?
She saw a group of cats playing on the ice, worried that the ice would get thinner and the cats might fall into the pond. She decided to break all the ice and renovate the old fish pond. She first removed all the floating ice, then used a water pump to drain the pond. She scooped out the fish from the pond. One net caught a lot of them and temporarily placed them in a small pond. The drained big pond became a playground for the cats. After letting it dry for 2 days as the temperature warmed up, she refilled the fish pond with water. The spring water was no longer too cold. By the pond, plants had begun to sprout. A little orange cat lay on the embankment, listening to the sound of flowing water. It had been a while since she had seen the cats leisurely soaking up the sun. She then returned the fish to their pond. Cats got excited to see their old fish friends again. 2 cats nearly stuck their heads right into the pond, while one cat even tried to fish with its tail. More and more cats gathered by the pond, all playing and gazing around the water. Looking out from the cat house, the view was something special. The woman also decided to renovate the previously abandoned cat shelter and turn it into a springtime home for the cats. She first removed the roof, then added some wooden beams to the original foundation to expand the usable space. She laid down insulation boards, installed the bottom frame, and connected the pillars. Then she added insulation boards around the sides. Cats seemed to really like this place. The next day, she installed electrical fixtures in the cat house and covered the floor with cat mats. On the sun-facing side, she added insulation boards to the upper layer to help block some of the sunlight and also keep the warmth in. On the lower layer, she installed acrylic panels as windows, so the cats could enjoy the view of the pond and the fish from inside the cat house. She then put up a small bridge connecting the cat house to the fish pond, along with a walkway to the new shelter. Cats slept soundly inside. She installed a rescue ladder on each side of the pond, and just like that, the cat house was complete. Finally, she gave the cat house a name, Water and Clouds Retreat. She saw a group of cats playing on the ice, worried that the ice would get thinner. The cats might fall into the pond. She decided to break all the ice and rent. Oh my God!
Hey, that's mine.
It's right up here. I'm actually shocked. For some reason, I thought I'd go a second day with no orders. You're the man. Thank you for that. Have a good one. I'm parking right here. I'm not even scared of anyone stealing this. Like, what are you gonna do? Pick it up? Awesome. Thank you.
Amelia, what are you doing?
So accomplished. I feel like a productive member of society. My first order in the mini course. 6-minute drive to drop this bad boy in.
Let's be friends.
I'm actually going in the wrong direction. You better keep it pushing, buddy. You're in the bike lane. This is only for bikes and mini Porsches. Uber Maps so annoying. It like gets you most of the way there, but then it doesn't show you so accurately where. Here we go. Keep still in one piece. $10.06. That is probably a record for me. Oh my God, let's go! Let's go! I got a trip!
Do you even know how to drive a plane, man?
Let's go! I'm actually shocked. For some reason, I thought I'd go a second day with no orders. You're the man. Thank you for that. Have a good one. I'm parking right here. I'm not even scared of anyone stealing this. Like, what are you gonna do? Pick it up? Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Do you know it's true death?
Screwed up, Deb.
This depth goes beyond imagination.
This is my seat. Please enter the PlayStation or PlayStation 2. Okay. Oh my.
This tiny bed can literally rest your iPhone, but can I actually get it to work? Because I built this entire thing myself, including the charger hidden inside the mattress. But the first thing I made was the bed frame, or both bed frames. There's this plastic glue one that's simple and kind of plain, and then there's this fancy luxury frame that includes working drawers you can store stuff like your AirPods in. That's just one I chose. Now I could place down the mattress, but the phone won't charge when resting on it unless I put an actual charger inside the mattress. Luckily, I already had all the parts I needed thanks to the sick wireless charger kit made with that sponsor. And now this mattress is ready to go. Wait a minute, the bed's not made. And that's why I printed the tiny blanket and pillows for the phone to rest on. I even made myself a Minecraft theme one with how easy it is to replace. Now it's finished. But can this iPhone actually rest on it? Is it truly comfortable enough? Oh sweet, good night. So this tiny bed can literally rest your iPhone. But can I actually get it? Alright, last time you were the importer flames, let's be honest, what are the chances you would hide as the importer flame again?
Bruce and I
Oh,
is
no.
very smart.
You weren't the importer flame?
That's me, you're not gonna find me.
First water, so I think you're like over here probably.
You might get run over.
It's pretty annoying.
My bad. The comics told me to do it though. Oh, you're obviously the iron bar.
Then try every single iron bar. Because I'm not an iron bar.
You definitely are. Alright, let me stand over here. I think I got a plan. I'm gonna look at every single pixel and I'm gonna be able to determine whether this is here or not.
Bro, I'm
Stop
good
jumping
one.
on
Why
me.
is my
Why
leg
we
so
jump on
difficult?
you?
This is insane.
Any one of them a little bit off.
Are you schizophrenic, bro? I don't think I could even be the ant portal if I tried.
They're all perfect. Oh, bro, this is not flying silverfish. Bro, you're so predictable. It's crazy. That's what you.
Why did you just break me off the bed?
Oh, so I won.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But 9, wait, 8, but 7. I rather watch. Hey! I gotta take your PlayStation. Yes, this.
It's called coke, man. You were going 58 in the school zone. It's a school zone. Yeah, you get what you deserve, buddy. get your fuck. Oh, you're mad over a little bit of coke, moron? Are you out of your mind? Going 67 in the school zone. He said grill. Hey, lady, you think 81 in the school zone's okay? Hey, learn how to drive then next time. Whatever. You know what? I hope you really enjoy some glizzies. Take these, speeder.
Whatever.
Oh, wiener. Take the wiener.
I killed myself.
Going 6'7" in a goddamn school zone. Eat this birthday cake, buddy. Hey man, slow this turd. Yeah, slow down, buddy. You were sitting in the school zone.
Did you fly off? Papa?
Yes, bro, come on. Scary, your game is so easy.
Alright, watch this.
What? Whoa, what the hell? I'm way too slow for this. Wait, there's an OP lucky block in the end. Alright, I gotta lock in. Wait, did I get faster? No way, I'm so close. Light equals speed. No way, my speed is max. Wait, what? Now it's back to 10. Bro, Scary, it was you.
Haha, noob.
Come on, this game is rigged. Yo, Complex, could you please pause the waves?
Only if everyone likes and subs.
Alright, please like and subscribe. Alright, I'm back.
Haha, you're so slow.
Well, look, the waves are not moving. Haha, look at this. Wait, what? Scary, your game is so easy.
Alright, watch this.
You didn't survive.
What?
Oh, Ima!
Hell? I'm way too slow for this. Wait, there's an OP lucky block in the end. Alright, I gotta lock in. Wait, did I get faster? No way, I'm so close. Light equals speed.
Asia!
One morning, children rushed onto the school bus, but a bigger girl stepped forward and blocked a smaller one. Hey, you're not getting on today, Amelia, she smirked and shoved her to the ground. The bus drove away, leaving Amelia behind, alone. Later, she arrived at school exhausted and sweating. Amelia, the teacher shouted, where do you think you're going? Haven't I warned you before? Get out of my class. During break, the same bully, Angela, spotted Amelia sitting quietly in the corner. She walked over and kicked her. Stop bothering me, Amelia pleaded, but Angela just laughed and mocked her. Soon, they ended up fighting. When the teacher saw it, she dragged Amelia to the office. Later, her father arrived. My daughter was never like this, he said. She's become rude, always late, the teacher replied. She even attacked another student. She could be expelled. Amelia stood there crying. No one defended her. But then, the next morning, everything changed. But wait, if you believe Jesus is watching over us right now, prove it. Click like and subscribe. If you don't, feel free to skip. But if your faith is real, share this video and let others feel his love and leave a heart in the comments. The teacher couldn't find a ride, so she ended up getting on the school bus, the same one Amelia takes. Moments later, Angela and her friends boarded. The second they saw Amelia, they surrounded her. Look at her, like a little rat, Angela sneered. Just a village girl. The entire bus burst into laughter. But this time, the teacher saw everything, and her heart sank. At school, she stood in front of the class, called Angela and her friends forward, and made them kneel in front of everyone. They were forced to apologize to Amelia. Then, the teacher expelled her. Not Amelia, them. And for the first time, Amelia cried, not from desire, but because
I good. No time to stop.
ゾーンハマりました。ほんまに抜けれなくなりました。
Well, goodbye, guys. It's my great song now. Goodbye.